So we are starting off the week on absolute fire. G-Roar ended up going 1 for 2 on the day, a 50% success rate, 1 win, 1 loss, and the win was a 1,000% gain within 3 minutes during the power hour trading session. In terms of my own personal trading, using last night's game plan, I ended up going 6 for 7, 6 wins, only 1 loss. And in terms of the wins, I had a 1,000% gain in there. And then I had other trades on calls that went up multiple 100% profit returns using the break and retest strategy. I'm going to be breaking down the trades that we ended up making towards the end of this video. First things first, I'm going to get into the new game plan we are setting up for another highly predictable, lucrative trading opportunity where the most likely outcome is likely going to print again. For those of you who used last night's game plan, you're already well aware that the most likely outcome ended up repeating in a very similar cycle, and the breakout and retest strategy was working all throughout the day, and there was even that opportunity for put options towards the morning that I had mentioned, and I also had explained to you that 583 was the best level for puts, which was literally the pre-market highs and likely going to drop first towards market open. Then we'll start to recover. Then you're going to want to use the break and retest strategy. My first trade on the day, I literally bought SPY calls at the exact lows. And then during the power hour trading session, I bought SPY and SPX calls using the break and retest strategy towards the exact lows multiple times. Multiple of those trades went up multiple 100%. One of the trades went up over 1,000% within less than 15 minutes. I'm going to be breaking it all down towards the end of this video. We are starting off this week on absolute fire. We had a member today make over a $20,000 profit, man. Look at this, a $20,000 profit, a 1,300% return, man. Like I said, we had 2 trades that went up over 1,000% gain for us in less than 15 minutes, man. G-Roar's trade within 3 minutes, 5,840 SPX calls for 50 cents, went all the way to 560 cents in just 3 minutes during the power hour trading session. And then in terms of my trade on calls, I'm going to be breaking them all down. Like I said, my first trade using the break and retest strategy, and I'll show you how I did it. It was literally buying calls at the exact lows. Then during power hour trading session, I had multiple trades that went up multiple 100% profit return, and then I had one trade that went up over 1,000%. We absolutely crushed it. So in terms of the new game plan, this is going to be very simple. Based off of this daily chart pattern where you have the SPY on this sideways bullish uptrend, and then it has this massive gap up, what I've seen throughout the chart history in terms of the most likely outcome is going to be very simple. If we open up with a gap up above 583, the most likely outcome is an overall strong bullish trend day. We could potentially drop later into the close, but it's overall considered bullish, right? Now, if we gap down and we open up lower than 583, the most likely outcome is an overall strong bearish trend day, right? So if we gap up, we're going to be focused on calls, and there could potentially be an opportunity for puts later in today. I'll be explaining that. If we gap down, main focus is going to be on put options. Now that you have a sense in terms of the overall foundation that I'm laying out on the most likely outcomes, let's get into the levels and into the setups with that information, right? So in terms of that most likely outcome, what I just explained to you, it's likely going to work very, very well. Meaning if we gap up, another gap and go, except this time we can have a pullback later on throughout the day. It might not be as strong as a close. And if we gap down, it's likely going to be a strong bearish close. Just focus on puts, right? So when we're bullish, one of the strategies that we focus on is the break and retest. When we're bearish, one of the strategies that we focus on is the breakdown and retest. So in terms of the SPY, right now we're experiencing a small gap down. The volatility is very, very high, so it's not necessarily confirmed if we're going to open up with the gap down or not. But in terms of the overall levels, this is what I want to bring awareness to. And then, like I said, towards the end, I'm going to be recapping the market and the trades, explaining to you how we used last night's game plan and the strategies to print like fucking crazy today. So in terms of the overall game plan, this is what I want you to understand. If we gap up, what is going to be the levels for the break and retest strategy? It's going to be very simple. So we closed at 583. If you watched last night's video, I told you the best level for put options was 583 using the gap close reversal trading strategy, the unique strategy that I've created that literally also led to creating Team Roar. So with that being said, you could have traded futures. You could have been trading during the extended hours trading session, buying put options at 583 the second highest gap to fill above, where SPY literally crashed once it tested that level, right? And if you watch last night's game plan, I literally had stated there's high probabilities if you're seeing bearish confirmations, 583, there was a fucking ceiling for hours with lower highs, that the market's likely going to drop first. And then you look for calls on a breakout and retest. And in terms of the breakout and retest level that I went with, it was this right here. There was resistance right here at 579. SPY had a massive breakout, dropped back down, formed a fucking floor and support for 2 fucking hours. Same way it formed resistance right here for 2 fucking hours at key resistance. Well, this is at a key break and retest level. That's why I was smashing those fucking calls at the exact fucking lows on my first fucking trade using the break, the fucking retest strategy at a key oversold dip level based off of the pre-market chart, not based off of last night's game plan, based off of the pre-market chart. But last night's game plan said break and fucking retest strategy, buy fucking calls as long as we're above 570, only do puts at 580 fucking 3. If you watch last night's game plan, you should be well aware it's the best fucking game plan in existence of the fucking stock market. There is no other fucking better game plan than that. You think it's by accident that we had 1000% gains today? You think it's by accident that I went 6 for 7 on the day? So we had the break, we had the retest, we hit 584. Now we're starting to drop back down. So in terms of the first level for calls, 584. 584 is the first level for calls. This is the first break and retest level, 584. If the SPY gaps up and breaks above 580 fucking 4, then we're looking to buy calls at the break and retest zone in between 583 to 584. Now, what is the next level above that, right? And again, that's strictly only if we are gapping up. And just keep in mind, if we do gap up, it's likely going to be a gap and go, but this time it's likely going to have a sell-off middle of the day or end of the day, lose some gains into the overall close opportunities for puts, right? So now that I've explained to you the first overall zone to buy calls if we're gapping up, what are going to be the next levels above that, right? So the next levels above that, we're going to have to go back throughout the chart history, and we're going to have to see what's above this 583, right? So in terms of the next level above 583, you're going to see right here above 583, where do we go? We go to the next resistance right here at 585. 585 is the next resistance level, right? So that's a good profit target, good place to be locking in overall gains in between that 580 mid 584 to 585 range. Now, next, you could think of the zone as this. Think of it as 585 to 586. That's overall profit target if we're gapping up, right? Next level above that is going to be considered 587.50. That's the next level above that. And what I want you to keep in mind is the SPY is likely going to have a drop zone heading into tomorrow if we do gap up. Now, in terms of that drop zone, you can use one of the levels that I've given you, but what's more important is going to be the time and the confirmation, not necessarily levels. So what I would tell you is, in terms of providing information too, if we're gapping up, in terms of put options, look for an opportunity later into the day. It could be the middle of the day. It could be into the close. Look for key resistance. So some key resistance, 586 and 588, strong overall resistance zones. Even above that, the better. And then, like I said, key times could be middle of the day or during the, later end of the day for an overall drop into close, right? Because based off of what I'm seeing, if we do gap up, it could potentially lack closing strong. But in terms of this trade idea for puts, you're going to need the best confirmations in key times. So use the best confirmations, 30-minute candlestick trend reversal, 30-minute candlestick bearish confirmations, 30-minute candlestick bearish patterns, right, in that particular situation. And just know, in terms of the idea for puts, if we're gapping up, that's going to be one of the toughest ideas to trade heading into the day. You're going to have a lot of experience in the best confirmations and the best overall levels. The easiest play if we gap up is just to focus on calls on a break and retest. Another thing you could do with the puts to make it easier is you can just wait for the SPY to have a massive crash, and if it goes back to that level where it crashed later into the day, right, or towards the end of the day, you can try puts on the double or the triple top retest if the confirmations are there. Just understand, the put option idea is going to be a lot more, in a sense, a lot more difficult to bank in a sense, right? You got to be more of a professional with that overall idea, I would say. The easy money on a gap up would be the calls, the break and retest strategies. Look at 583, look at 584, look at 585. You're just waiting for a break. I mean, this is like so fucking simple. I mean, you can see right here, this is resistance, right? This was some support. This was some resistance. This is the massive fucking breakout. It literally topped. Best level for fucking puts, 580 fucking 3. Like, my gosh, if you went fucking short on the market, if you were trading futures during this overall session, if you bought puts at fucking open, you listened to the fucking game plan and you banked on the fucking puts. Literally, the only level I gave you for puts was the high of the fucking day. And it was literally at the time I said it would happen. Market open is the most likely outcome in terms of a drop, and then look for a morning dip. The morning fucking dip happened. The consolidation happened for several fucking hours. The resistance happened for several fucking hours. How the fuck could anyone be bullish here or bearish here if you watch last night's fucking game plan? If you were bullish here or bearish fucking here, don't fucking trade. Just quit. Just get the fuck out of the fucking stock market. This is not for fucking you. Anyways, man, like I said, just a clean break above this resistance level, and it was an overreaction to the upside, overreaction to the downside, several fucking hours, man. If we're holding above that massive break and retest level for several fucking hours, of course it's gonna fucking spike, man. Of course we're buying fucking calls. That was so fucking obvious. The whole fucking, everyone should have been buying fucking calls in this fucking support. In between like 11 a.m. to fucking 12 p.m., everyone should have been buying fucking calls like we were. So, anyways, man, that's the game plan if we gap the fuck up. Now, if we gap the fuck down, the game plan is going to be puts using the breakdown and retest strategy. The breakdown and retest strategy is going to be very, very simple. If we crack below a support level and spike back up to the previous support to retest, we're going to look to buy puts at that overall level, use the 30-minute candlestick confirmations. So, what are the breakdown and retest levels for overall puts if we're gapping down? And in terms of this particular situation, market's likely going to be a bearish trend day. So with that being said, we closed at 583. So what we're going to do is we're going to identify some support levels, right? So in terms of overall levels, let's take a look at the 30-minute chart here. You're going to see below 583, we have some support right here at 582. 582 is going to be the first breakdown and retest level for puts. The level below that is going to be 581. We have another support level, breakdown and retest level for puts, right? This level is technically considered a breakout and retest level. So we could potentially even bounce first at this level 580. So in terms of best levels for puts as of now, it's going to be 582 and 581 zone for a breakdown retest. Look for resistance, look for bearish confirmations, buy puts there if we're gapping down. A lower level, once we start to go below 580, and if this 579 is dropping, that's another breakdown and retest level. You know, in terms of your final breakdown and retest level, where the SPY would just fall off a fucking cliff, once it goes under this support, 578, as you can fucking see, there's no support. It's literally just held up on thin fucking air during the extended hours trading session. So, if we go below 578, spike back up, form lower highs, form resistance, buying fucking puts, it's gonna get fucking ugly real fucking fast. The next level is a breakout and retest level at 573. That's where we could start to bounce in between 572 to 573 zone, right? So I gave you the breakdown and retest levels to buy puts. Like I said, 582 to 581 are gonna be the best levels. Another idea below that is going to be if we start to go under 580 to 579 and then a crazy fucking level, the lower fucking level is going to be absolutely fucking crazy because there's no support. Once we do go under this 578, spike back up, form lower highs, bearish 30-minute candlestick confirmations, it's going to sell off very, very hard from 578 all the way down to 573s, right? So those are the levels that you need to understand heading into tomorrow. In terms of some bounce levels, just to be aware of later into this week where we would be very interested in buying calls. You know, some key oversold levels just to keep an eye on, man. This 570, this low 570 to 571 range, very strong zone to buy calls. Another level I'm keeping an eye on is this 567.50 breakout and retest for calls. Another level is the gap close reversal, 564.50. So that's it for now. If you watched last night's game plan, you're already well aware of the bigger price ladder and other future levels to be trading at. I gave you more of a macro point of view, not just micro in terms of last night's video, more of a preparation for overall week. But those are the main levels that you would need to understand in terms of tomorrow. Obviously, they're not going to all hit in terms of tomorrow, but you can use them as well later into this week. But we'll take it one step at a time, and I'll continue to explain to you the most likely outcomes and how to confirm that, how to take advantage of the most likely outcome. If you watch last night's game plan, literally the pattern, the most likely outcome that I presented to you worked out to 100% T. All you had to fucking do was identify the break and retest level that we identified, which was not in the fucking video. This level, this 578, was not a breakout and retest level to be buying fucking calls. But we all fucking identified. We said there's resistance right fucking here. There's a massive fucking breakout. It's fucking selling off from 583, the best level for fucking puts. And the key time for puts, if you watch the fucking video, was at market fucking open. I told you it's normal. If we drop first at market open, that's very, very normal. And then we're going to look for the break and fucking retest. And the break and fucking retest, 578, when the fuck did the SPY have a massive breakout during the pre-market? Once it went above this 578, this 30-minute high resistance right here, once it went fucking above, we went all the way to 578 to 583. That's a massive fucking move. So we drop right the fuck back down and consolidate and form fucking support for fucking hours. Of course, it's going to fucking spike and rally back towards the highs because the game plan literally said the most likely fucking outcome was a gap and fucking go. How the fuck can anyone be buying fucking puts right here on a break and retest strategy when the most likely fucking outcome is to buy fucking calls for a strong gap and go? How the fuck can anyone be fucking red if you just buy the fucking calls, put in your max risk per trade into the fucking trade, hold the fucking trade, when you're fucking green, set a profit stop, when you're fucking red, hold the trade. If it expires worthless and goes to zero, the most you lose is what you put in your max risk per trade. The most you make is unlimited fucking gains. How the fuck can anyone be fucking red if you use the game plan last night? I genuinely don't understand. If you've been going red, the first day of this week, and any of the days last week, it's just not for you. It does not get more simple than this. This is as simple as it fucking gets, man. It does not get more simple and easier in terms of predictability, the trade ideas, confirming the patterns. It's so fucking simple. So those are the game plans. Use the 30-minute candlestick chart. Use the resistance. Use the support. Use the patterns, pattern recognition. It's just so fucking simple, man. Look at the 10-day, 30-minute chart. Look for the patterns. Look for the history. When SPY's bottoming at key support, having massive moves, look at the 30-minute patterns. Green, red, green, higher support, previous resistance, react support. Study the 30-minute chart. Use the breakout and retest strategy on the gap up. Use the breakdown and retest strategy on the gap down in terms of tomorrow's overall game plan. It's going to be so fucking simple. We are going to print so much fucking money. You want to see what fucking printing looks like? I'll show you. These are all of our fucking trades. I gave you the game plan. If you use the fucking game plan, you'll be green at the speed of fucking light, just like yesterday's game plan. So let me show you, man. In terms of G-Roar, these were the trades that he made, and then I'm going to be going over the trades that I made. So in terms of the overall trades, let's get into it. So in terms of G-Roar's trading session, he literally waited all the way up until the last fucking minutes to trade. One thing you need to understand is to never fucking question us. Never fucking question us on why the fuck is there no trade? Why come there was no trade? Some days we have fucking 15 trades in a single fucking day. In terms of today, fucking silent fucking ghost mode all the way up until 3:54 p.m. Why is that? Because we are tapped in to our fucking signal. You understand? We show the fuck up when a play is fucking there. We're not going to sit here and waste fucking time. We're going to show the fuck up when a play presents itself. And that play can happen at any fucking period of time. Obviously, we can use game plans beforehand to get an understanding on when these plays can occur. But you're going to see, it's going to be different each day. Some days it's going to be 10, 15 fucking trades. Other days, there's going to be no trades for several fucking hours. And then all of a sudden, there's a fucking trade. And then it's 1,000% gain. So never fucking question that. We are a fucking, you can think of it as like a fucking signal to the stock market. We're literally a fucking signal to the fucking market. When we show the fuck up, that signal fucking matters. It prints at the speed of fucking light, right? So this is what showing the fuck up looks like. No fucking trading, no fucking any fucking thing, right? There's a pre-market game plan right fucking here at 7:30 a.m. The first fucking trade is at power hour. This trade, being silent for the whole fucking day, outperformed every single fucking trader and group that you know of. You understand? All that fucking silence in fucking between, it outperformed every fucking one that you know of, right? So in terms of the best fucking trades, It does not get better than this. These are the absolute best fucking trades. That's what we do. We literally give you the best trades within the fucking market. You have to be patient. This is all strategically fucking done. So, 3:54 p.m., 5850 SPX calls for 25 cents. The contracts were only $25. Literally $25. 25 cents multiplied by 100, $25, one contract, right? In terms of that first trade at 3:54 p.m., it did not work out. So worst case scenario, you lose what you put in, which is your max risk per trade. Could be a couple percentage of your account, right? Very, very low risk, very, very low barrier to entry. You can get started with just one contract. How much money can you make with one contract? In terms of SPX, during the power hour trading session, you can make $200 to $500 a contract, sometimes $1,000 plus, right? So the first trade didn't work out, but the second trade did. So that's a 50% win rate. Now, this is why a 50% win rate does not fucking matter. You can be profitable with a fucking 10% fucking win rate, especially if you're adding to fucking winners. Look, 5840 SPX calls for 50 cents. So the win, the price on the win, this was the win, was double the fucking price on these contracts. That's good. That's fucking good. On the win, you're putting in more fucking equity. You're paying more. That's fucking good in a sense, right? If I'm in on a loss, I want to pay less. So on the loss, you fucking paid less. On the fucking YOLO, this was a buy. You see the difference? The YOLO was extremely cheap, extremely low risk. The buy is a high confidence setup that tends to fucking print like fucking crazy, right? It might not go up as much in terms of the YOLO sometimes, but it's known for having a higher win rate, and the contracts might cost a little bit more. This was a let's buy, right? The let's YOLO didn't work. The let's buy did work, right? 50% win rate. Take a look. Obviously, on a let's buy, we do look to size in a little bit heavier as well, especially if the contracts are double the cost of this. We're typically going to be sized in a little bit bigger. Not that we have to have it that way, right? But that's just something to keep note of in terms of the difference between a YOLO and a buy. So 58640 SPX calls at 3:57 p.m., 50 cents a contract. If you go to 5840 SPX calls, right, you're going to see, take a look. This is where we got in. The low was right here. This is the low at 3:56 p.m. We are in right here. We are in right here. The low was 45 cents right here. We're in at 50 cents. Within a single minute from our trade, it went from 50 cents to 220 cents. That trade went up 300% in a single minute. And take a look. 2 minutes later, it went all the way to 600 cents. 600 cents. Even if you got in 100% above the price that we got in, say you bought it at 100 and not 50 cents, you still could have made a 600% return on that at the speed of fucking light. And the contracts closed deep in the money at 460, right? So now you should be able to see on why the fucking win rate doesn't fucking matter. These are the biggest percentage gains in the market, and we normally add to these winners. So in this situation, if we would have added to that, it would have been double the gains. It would have been double the percentage gains and double the dollar the fucking gains, right? So this goes to show you cheap, low risk, biggest percentage gains in the market. The win rate does not matter. It is the strongest foundation to be successful within the market, right? Everybody knows, all the professional traders know of, the best system to optimize for is one where you can be profitable with a win rate as low as 30%. In terms of zero-date options, it gives you the strongest foundation to be profitable with a low win rate. But we have the highest fucking win rate in the fucking game, man. This YOLO makes perfect sense to fucking take, because if these 580-50 calls would have went in the fucking money, if it would have had that big of a fucking move, these would have went to fucking 500 plus a fucking contract, man. So it made perfect fucking sense to take both of the fucking trades, because both of them could have fucking printed, right? If you don't want to take the YOLO, don't fucking take it. Just take the buy. The buys are a lot more accurate in that sense. The YOLOs are more of, they can just have these crazy fucking gains if they hit. So anyways, let me get into my trades, man. So in terms of my trades, this is the first trade. You understand? I'm silent. I don't say a fucking word. I show the fuck up at 11:55 a.m. That's the time I happen to fucking show up. People want to wonder, well, when are you going to show up? When are you going to trade? When are you going to do this? Well, it depends on the fucking game plan. It depends on the fucking market. It depends. And in terms of my signal, this is when I show the fuck up. I usually show the fuck up during the middle of the fucking day and on power hour. I trade best during power hour, and that's my favorite time to be trading. It's the most lucrative time to be trading, as I just showed you what the fuck happened during power hour, and you're about to see what I did during power hour. But anyways, This is when I showed up, right? So you could think of this like I'm a fucking signal man. So 11:55 a.m. I showed the fuck up here. Why the fuck did I show up here? I could have shown up way fucking earlier. Why the fuck did I show up here? Well, in terms of last night's game plan, what the fuck did it say? It said that the SPY can crash at 583. That's the best level for puts. So I was looking and I was saying, wow, SPY's selling off at fucking 583. It's extremely fucking bearish. And then I said, in terms of my game plan, if we start to crash towards market open, I'm looking to buy the dip at a break and retest level for a gap and go. If I'm seeing confirmations at a key break and retest level, I'm buying the fucking dip. That was my game plan. So looking at the pre-market, this is what I had identified. I identified there was support here at 578 and there was resistance here at 579. So I noticed there was like a 1 point zone right here. And when it reacts to support, the fucking SPY goes to 583. And when it reacts as a resistance, the fucking SPY can sell off all the way down to 574, right? In terms of last night's game plan, go back and watch the full fucking video because I'm not going to re-fucking explain on why the fuck I was planning to use the break and retest strategy, why the fuck I thought it was going to be a gap and go. That's something that's disclosed in yesterday's video, a day before the market fucking opened, right? In terms of the recap, these are the fucking confirmations. So I came up with the level, the break and retest level. I noticed there was a 1 point zone where a massive move was going to occur. And the high of this candle is considered resistance. The low of this candle is considered support, right? So with that being said, using last night's game plan, my main focus was the gap and go and the break and retest strategy, right? So what I did was I used the levels during the extended hours and I noticed this is the zone where the big move is going to happen. This is considered support. This is considered resistance. Since this is considered resistance, if we have the massive breakout, drop back down to retest, in between this zone will be where I'm interested in using the break and retest strategy. Meaning if there's a floor, if there's bullish 30-minute candlestick confirmations, if there's trend reversal 30-minute candlestick confirmations in between this zone, if the SPY is holding this zone for several fucking hours, it's going to have this massive move to the upside, right? Instead of this massive move to the downside where if it were to drop all the way down here, right? So that's how I came up with that, man. In terms of the confirmations were basically the same fucking confirmations of the 583 top. The SPY formed resistance for several fucking hours at the best level for puts at 583. And then it kept forming lower highs here, red, green, red is that bearish pattern that I tell you all the time to use puts, especially on the gap close reversal, lower highs right here, sold off, right? So several hours of resistance at 583, sold off. Several hours of support, spiked back up. This is why at 11:55 a.m., so basically the opening of the 12 p.m. 30-minute candle, so if you go to 12 p.m., this candle right here, 5 minutes before this candle right here, this massive fucking green candle where the trend perfectly shifted from bearish to fucking bullish, trend reversal perfect on the fucking dot. I bought calls 5 minutes into the closing of this red 30-minute candlestick right here. There was consolidation for fucking hours. There was trend reversal 30-minute candlesticks with wicks to test it above. There was breakdown and retest levels in the pre-market that were not tested during normal trading hours on an overall retest. Last night's game plan said break and retest, gap and go, right? So I came up with new fucking levels using the fucking curriculum, the fucking information in last night's fucking video to buy the fucking calls, man. The fuck? If you guys didn't see that, you're fucking lost, man. If you couldn't identify that there was some support right here and some resistance right here and a massive fucking move was going to happen when we drop back to this fucking zone, if you can put that fucking 1 + 1 fucking together and then consolidation for fucking hours, it's not like this is fucking resistance for hours. This is resistance for hours. Resistance, lower high, red, green, red, lower fucking high, sells the fuck off. And what I said worked perfectly. I literally said 583 is the best level for puts. It's going to try to drop in normal during the normal trading hours. If you're seeing resistance in the pre-market, if you're seeing that bearish 30-minute candlestick confirmations, you can buy puts. You can play futures. You can short the overall market, right? Play for that morning play on puts. Literally the only play I gave for puts was the best and only play you should have been in on fucking puts for the entire fucking day, man. And that was the day before the market opened, right? So That's how simple it was, man. Just identifying a key support and resistance zone, a key break and retest level, overreaction to the upside, overreaction to the downside. Support is holding for several fucking hours. Trend reversal 30-minute candlesticks, breakdown and retest level that has not been tested yet. Last night's game plan said most likely outcome is a gap and go, and the most likely outcome was already confirmed. I already confirmed the most likely outcome because the market crashed to 583. The market sold off at open. The market was holding a break and retest oversold level zone for several hours. That was more than enough confirmation for me to step the fuck in at 12 p.m. All of that, in terms of the trade idea and everything I fucking gave you, that was more enough for me to see it and be the fucking signal that shows the fuck up at the perfect fucking time. Because that's exactly what the fuck I do, right? It's not like I was buying calls right here. I bought at the perfect fucking time. I let the market settle. I showed up at the perfect fucking time, man. So you go to 579 fucking calls, you're going to see my first fucking trade, well fucking deserved, by the way, was literally towards the exact fucking lows. You know, that's what happens when you have over a decade of fucking experience, when you prepare the best setups to the best prices a day before the market fucking opens, man. And when you confirm that everything I said in last night's video was repeating to an exact fucking T, and there was consolidation for hours at a break and retest level that I newly created. The level was not in last night's fucking video, but the information was. And you should have been able to use the information to come up with that fucking level. And if you didn't come up with that fucking level, you should not be fucking trading. And if you didn't identify the 578 to 579 was the key overall break and retest zone where the big move is going to fucking happen, you are genuinely lost. You're going to get fucking destroyed in this fucking market, man. You shouldn't be fucking trading. If you couldn't identify that on your fucking own, you shouldn't be trading. I'm teaching in trading the most elementary, simple, basic way to show the fuck up as a signal within this market and to print like fucking crazy. You can use this on SPY and print non-fucking stop. You don't need anything else. You don't need any fucking indicators, anything like that. This works like fucking crazy. So, with that being said, this is where I bought the fucking calls. First trade in the fucking day, the exact fucking lows. As you can see right here, 579 calls at $1.03, 11:55 a.m., right? So in terms of this fucking trade, literally the exact fucking lows. You could not have gotten a better fucking trade on calls. Literally, the market's selling off, it's consolidating, it's choppy. This is when I showed the fuck up. I showed the fuck up at the exact fucking lows when the massive fucking reversal happened. Those fucking calls went from 100 to fucking 500. You could have made a 500% gain on those. And it barely dropped. If you just set a profit stop and kept on moving it fucking higher, you could have literally been exiting this in the 300-cent range. The biggest drop it had was from 166 to 130, right? So, I mean, if you moved the profit stop up higher and detached from some of it, you could have been profit stopped out around 140 in between that. But overall, there was barely any fucking pullback where you could have cleanly got out right here once there was a big pullback from 370 to 300. Could have been profit stopped out in the 300-cent range. So that was the first trade on the day. I ended up, selling into the 130s and then selling the rest at 159 cents. Like I said, in terms of trading, we have this mastered to a fucking T. When you have a system mastered to the T, you start to realize the hardest part in terms of trading is literally the sell. The entry is so fucking easy. The winning is so fucking easy. The hardest part is literally when to sell. And you can create systems on when and how to sell. You can have key levels of interest on where you should be auto buying, or on where you should be auto selling because it's likely going to drop first at that particular zone, right? You could set profit stops, move the profit stops up higher. You can detach some of your position size known as runners, where if your profit stop hits, you're not completely out of position because you have runners that are detached from your profit stop. Leave those runners for the bigger overall gain. Just don't go green to red. There's systems that you can create on how to trim, how to sell, how to exit automatic reversal zones where you should just trim no matter what. When contracts start to go from out of the money to in the money, obviously start to trim when they go into money because then they can drop quickly out of the money and get crushed. So we have systems for that. But in terms of us, we're the absolute best. And when you're the absolute best, you start to realize the hardest fucking thing about trading is literally the exit. How can you maximize the most amount of fucking gains in a safe way, right? We add to winners, we set profit stops, we move the profit stops up higher. That's one of the things that we do. Obviously, auto sell at certain levels and, auto sell some when they start to go in the money. Now, in terms of the next fucking win, because you're well aware it's just unlimited fucking winning and unlimited fucking printing. And just in terms of some education, this was analysis that I provided. So at 2 p.m., 580.50 to 580 is the new lowest oversold zone for the day to buy calls using the break and retest strategy. It has not been retested. So why the fuck did I say that? I said that at 2 p.m. because last night's game plan said use the break and retest strategy. So if you looked at the 30-minute chart, you should have identified that, the pre-market zone right here, this was the resistance, this was the support. So 578 to 579, your break and retest overall zone. What's the next break and retest level above that? The next break and retest level above that is going to be, again, the higher support and resistance zone. This is your support right here at 580.30, and it also reacted as a resistance. So in between this 580 to 580.50 is your next zone to buy calls, right? The reason why I said that is because we were all planning to use the break and retest strategy. So obviously if the SPY breaks above 580, the next level it's going to go to is the next resistance in between 582 to 583, right? And if it spikes to that and then it drops back down to 580, then we're going to auto buy calls at the next zone, right? So in terms of that overall trade idea, the fucking low was 580.80, man. Is anyone fucking awake? Does anyone realize we're the absolute fucking best to fucking do this, man? Do you see the fucking, do you understand? I'm a fucking signal that makes you fucking rich. Do you understand? Do you see the bigger fucking picture? 1:57 fucking p.m. Fucking hours before that shit fucking happens. 580.50 to 580 is the new lowest oversold zone for the day to buy fucking calls using the break and retest fucking strategy. Was that fucking disclosed in yesterday's video? No, because I'm a real-time fucking signal that shows the fuck up. You understand? When I post a fucking message, it's fucking rare. It's fucking sacred. It makes fucking money. It's shown at the proper fucking time, man. Fuck. You don't need to wake the fuck up. 580.50. The fucking low was 580.80. Do you think we nickel and fucking dime that? Oh, it didn't hit fucking 580.50. We're not buying calls. No, we had so many fucking wins on calls. If you add up all the fucking wins on calls during fucking power hour, it was over 2,000 fucking %, man. Wake the fuck up. We are the fucking best. Nobody's on our fucking level. It doesn't fucking exist. Nobody's on our fucking level. So, this fucking message was worth a fuck ton using last night's curriculum. Again, if you weren't able to see that, don't fucking trade, man. If you weren't able to see the 580.50 buy zone, the 578 to 579 buy zone, you are fucking lost. Don't fucking trade, man. This is the most simple information that prints like fucking crazy, man. Like, what the fuck? If you're not seeing these basic levels, again, literally not, I gave you the price ladder, but in terms of this is the break and retest level, we literally just waited. We just waited for the fucking breakouts. Oh, support right here, resistance right here. Oh, massive fucking breakout. Oh, and drops back down. We're going to use the game plan. We're going to buy calls. We're going to print so much fucking money. Oh, right here, there's some support right here. There's some resistance right here. Oh, when it starts to break out, we're going to use the fucking game plan. We're going to print so much fucking money. It's like, dude, how the fuck can anyone be fucking red? It makes no fucking sense. If you're fucking red, just quit. Just get the fuck out of the market. It's just not for some people, man. The stock market is not for fucking everyone, man. It is not for people. Oh my gosh. If you don't have thick skin, don't even fucking trade, man. If you're someone, oh, I'm going to join a group. Oh, I want my money back. Oh, I lost my... Don't fucking trade. Just get the fuck out, man. Oh my gosh. Some people, man, they don't understand what the fucking stock market is. Like, it's not... Fucking humans, man. Some fucking people, man. Like I said, at this fucking point, it's like, I've literally become, in a sense, a fucking signal. I'm a fucking signal that literally gets you in the best fucking trades fucking possible. And I give you the preparation before fucking hand. People are like, oh, give me some preparation for calls. This was the fucking preparation right fucking here. It's right fucking in front of you. 2 hours of fucking preparation on what the fuck we're planning to do. If there's an oversold fucking dip, we're all buying fucking calls. Get fucking ready. Preparation, the fucking game plan last fucking night literally said, break fucking retest, buy fucking calls only. The only place to buy puts was 580 fucking 3. That was the only level I gave you for fucking puts, man. All the preparation was fucking there. The fuck? So, 3:16 p.m., 582 calls at 59 cents. You go to 582 calls at 59 cents, you're going to see every fucking trade I make prints at the speed of fucking light. How the fuck can anyone be red? If you use a stop loss, don't fucking trade. If you're in Team Roar and you use a stop loss, don't fucking trade with us. We don't want anyone using stop losses. Stop losses are for people who fucking lose. We don't use any stop losses. Max risk per trade is what you put into the trade. If you can't afford to risk $50 to make $600, don't fucking trade. That's what I would tell you. So, right here, this is when we get in. You're going to see right here, 3:16 fucking p.m. I'm in 582 calls at 59 cents. I'm in calls right here, 60 fucking cents. They dropped all the way to 10 cents. Oh my gosh, calls are down fucking 90 fucking %. Well, in this particular situation, I added to the loser. We normally don't add to losers, but I was expecting a massive fucking move, and it made sense to add to the fucking losers considering we're going to overall close strong in terms of the SPY for this break and retest play, right? And there was plenty of fucking time left, and the contracts were not far out of the money, right? So timing was a bit off, which is completely fine. We normally don't add to losers unless it makes sense. In this particular trade, I added at 40 cents. You go to 3:29 p.m., I added at 40 cents, and it made sense to add as well because as you can see, I added as soon as the 30-minute candlestick closed. So if I'm adding or getting into a trade as soon as the 30-minute candlestick closes or opens, that means that I'm obviously fucking seeing a confirmation to get the fucking on the trade. And not only did I add to the fucking loser, but I decided to buy SPX calls at 3:30 fucking p.m. That's when we trade SPX, man. So these are more massive wins. I'm in right here. I'm adding right here. If you're in at 60 and you add at 40, your average should be about 50 cents, right? The fucking calls went to 190 cents. When you're trading zero-day options, make sure you're using a broker, especially with SPY, that fucking allows you to hold the trades, right? Doesn't get you out at fucking 12:30 p.m. or 3:30 fucking p.m. Allows you to hold the fucking trades. Make sure you use a real fucking broker who allows you to get in and get out past 4 p.m. With SPY options, you can trade up until 4:15 p.m. on SPY. Make sure you use a broker who allows you to trade up until 4:15 p.m. because sometimes the big moves happen the last 15 minutes into the close. So these contracts went all the way to 192 cents, right? So as long as you're not using a stop loss, you're holding a trade if you're down, and when you're green, you set the profit stop. Losing remains a choice on nearly every fucking trade we're fucking alerting. 582 fucking calls banked. Now, what do we say all the time? When we enter a trade and we're down first, the second trade aligned with the trend, as long as the trend works, tends to be way fucking better, timed way fucking better. So this trade obviously was not timed 100% better. Adding to the loser helped average it out, and it was still a phenomenal win because it went up over 200% from the average. But as you can see, 3:30 p.m. later, as that trade dropped all the way fucking down, instead of continuing to add, I bought a different strike on a different symbol, SPX 5840. In terms of SPX, we wait until 3:30 p.m. until it becomes cheap. So 5840 SPX calls at 200 cents a contract. You go to 5840 SPX calls right here at 3:30 p.m. This is where I got in. You're gonna see right here. So in terms of this overall trade, you go to 5840 SPX calls at 200 cents a contract. So I got in right here at 200 cents a contract. They went all the way down to 30 cents. Again, if you trade the trend, which is something that we do, it doesn't fucking matter if the trade drops 90 fucking percent. Why? Because the contracts come back to fucking life with the fucking trend, break, retest, all of a sudden the fucking timing doesn't fucking matter, comes back to life, goes in the fucking money. So, one reason on how we're able to have one of the highest fucking winner in the fucking game, we don't use stop losses. We set profit stops when we're up 15% plus. Do not use stop losses. The most you lose is what you put in. The most you make is unlimited fucking gains. Our percentage gains and our adds to our wins always outweigh the fucking losses. Losing is a personal fucking choice. The trade went from 200 all the way to fucking 600. That is another 200% gain. If you are entering trades that are going up 200% from your fucking entry, you should not be losing money or going fucking red, even if you're down 99%. Do you understand? Over here, we're taking fucking trades that are going up multiple 100% from our fucking entry, even when they're dropping 90 fucking percent, man. How the fuck can anyone be fucking red? Do not use a fucking stop loss. We have a system that makes people fucking rich. It is your fucking choice to use the system properly. Now, as you can see, the trades just keep on getting fucking better. You're seeing that's two fucking trades that were not timed perfectly, but they both went up over 200%, trading the fucking trend. Strong 30-minute bullish close, buying calls, buying calls. Now, look at the next trade. So in terms of next trade, 3:30 p.m., you're going to see, I just keep on going. I just keep on fucking winning. I want every fucking strike. As this kept on fucking dropping, I kept buying more and more fucking strikes, playing for this overall 30-minute bullish candle. So in terms of the next fucking trade, right, instead of adding to losers, you're going to see I just keep buying more fucking strikes, man, playing for this overall trend, man. You're going to see this fucking works when right about the trend, which we tend to be in all these counts, massive fucking wins, non-fucking stop, man. And like I tell you, as we keep on trading later into the day, the trades just keep on getting better, especially if the trades that we've been entering are going down first, which they were. Within time, the timing should improve with the new strikes, but all of the trades still print regardless. Obviously, the first ones that dropped 50 to 90%, they're not going to be up as much as the ones that are timed better later in the day, but they're all going to still fucking print. And you could size in heavier on the later ones later on if you wanted to, or just add to fucking winners. So 3:30 p.m., that's when that trade was made. Let's go to 3:39 p.m. So you go to 3:39 p.m., you're going to see 3:39 p.m., here we go again. 5840 calls at 145 cents. So you go to 5840 calls and you go to 3:39 p.m. You go to 3:39 p.m. right here. This trade, I alerted it literally fucking twice. You could have gotten in on this, right? As you could see in terms of 3:30 p.m., look at this. This was literally 2 fucking wins, man. Look at this. Look at how fast this fucking printed. Let me show you this. 3:30 p.m. right here. 5840 calls at 200 cents. You go to 3:30 p.m. right here. Look, this is where I got in, literally at the fucking lows. Within 3 minutes, it went from 200 cents all the way to 290 cents. 200 to 290 cents is a massive fucking win. That's like 45%, right? And it also went to 600 fucking cents. And look, I alerted it again. And everybody knows to set profit stops when you're up 15 fucking percent, right? So in terms of this trade, I literally alerted the same strike again. You're going to see right here, 3:39 p.m. as it was getting lower, 145 cents. Same fucking strike. You go to 3:39 p.m., literally right here, 3:39 p.m. I'm in towards the exact lows, 150 cents to 600. Could have made over 300% gain on that. That counts as 2 massive fucking wins, man. So if you go to the next fucking trade, 581 calls right here, 3:41 p.m., 65 cents a contract. You go to 3:41 p.m. on 581 fucking calls, you're going to see right here, this is where I got in at the exact fucking lows. 581 fucking calls, 3:41 p.m., I'm in at the exact fucking lows. 60 cents quickly to 140 cents all the way to 290 cents. Could have made over 500% on that. And then as you're going to see, the winning, it just keeps on fucking happening because all we do is win and all we do is outperform every single fucking trader and group that you fucking know of because we're the absolute fucking best. 3:45 p.m., 5830 calls at 295 cents. 3:45 p.m., 5830 SPX calls, 295 cents. That should fucking print. Do you understand? That should fucking print. That was the last trade on calls that I fucking dropped, man. I told you, we trade the overall trend, and as we keep on trading, the trades are going to keep on fucking getting better, man. I literally said, that should fucking print. Who's fucking in, man? I gave the fucking signal, man. Look at the fucking trade. 3:45 p.m., you go to 5830 calls right fucking here, 3:45 p.m. at the exact fucking lows. You understand? This went from 300 closing at fucking 1550, man. You could have turned $300 into fucking $1,700 within 15 fucking minutes, man. And I had so much confidence in that. I kept on saying, who's in these 5830 calls, man? And then look. Fucking G-Roar alerts 5840 calls at 3:57 p.m. and those go up 600%. So let's be real, man. Who the fuck do you know is doing this? Who gives you the game plan a day before the market opens and it prints to a fucking T for you to show the fuck up and make money with it? This is what we fucking did with our game plan, with our signal, with our fucking experience. This is what we the fuck did today. What the fuck did you guys do? Did you guys fucking print at the speed of light? Being self-sufficient, being on your fucking own? Did you make crazy fucking gains? I hope so, man. But fuck, if you're in fucking here, you can just print non-fucking stop, man. Do you see all the fucking wins? This is non-fucking stop winning, man. Who the fuck do you know of is doing that? Nobody. Nobody's fucking doing this, man. Nobody is printing at this fucking level, man. 30 fucking cents to 6 fucking hundred? Fucking 300 to fucking 1700? Do you understand? We had multiple 1000% gains today. Using the 30-minute chart, using the fucking game plan, man, printing non-fucking stop. Nobody fucking prints like us. So, if you are serious about trading alongside with us, it's the first link down below within the description, man. The fucking results are here. 1,300 fucking percent return on your fucking portfolio. Man, there's people in this market, they don't see a 1,300% return their entire fucking life. Over here, one fucking day, 1,300% return. It's like, dude, we're just different, you know? Fucking look at the fucking results, man. Nobody fucking prints like us. All we do is fucking print, man. We print non-fucking stop. We have the best secured private organization on the fucking planet trading 0-day options, man. It's the first link down below within the description. All we do is fucking print. All we do is fucking eat non-fucking stop, man. I'm fucking telling you, man. Who the fuck do you know showed you what the fuck I just showed you and prepared you to trade the best setups at the best prices? You know, it's one thing to give it the best game plan, but it's another thing to show the fuck up and show that you're the fucking signal to the fucking game plan, man. It's fucking amazing, man. So like I said, I went 6 for fucking 7, 6 wins, 6 straight wins in a row on fucking calls, man. Everyone was green enough to walk the fucking way and be green like fucking crazy today if you took all the fucking trades, man. Win rate doesn't fucking matter. When you're green enough, the most you get back is 25 to 50% of your realized gains. If you give that back, force yourself to stop trading because we're not going to go green to red. I only had 1 loss, and the loss made a fuck ton of sense. It was my last trade on the day, and I'm glad that I alerted that because there was a 1,000% gain into the close, and I alerted puts. I was done with calls. I banked on the fucking calls, and I alerted puts because I noticed there was 1,000% play there. And G-Roar, he ended up coming in shortly after I did the puts. 6 minutes later, he came in with the calls, and the calls went up 1,000%. But I'm glad that it worked out that way because in that particular situation, there was a 1,000% play at stake. And sometimes those calls wouldn't have printed, and it would have been puts. So it's a good thing that we were on different sides because in terms of hedging and in terms of the win rate not fucking mattering, one of the plays would have went up 1,000%. So my last trade, it was an L, but it doesn't fucking matter that it was an L because we were already so fucking green enough to walk away. And everybody knows if you're green enough to walk away and you choose to keep on trading, which is a choice that you decide you want to make, then the most you risk is 25 to 50% of your realized gains. And everyone knows that if there's a 1,000% move coming up, that, you know, it's your fucking choice. You can take one side or you can take both sides. If you take one side, you might lose and you might not make 1,000%. If you take both sides, you might make 1,000% on one side and lose 100% on one side. So again, it's your fucking choice on what the fuck you want to do. Me, I know what I would want to do. I'd rather try to go for the 50% win rate with a 900% return instead of the aiming for the 100% win rate with the fucking 1,000% return. Me personally, I'd rather be in 2 trades and one I just make 1,000% and the other I just lose 100%. And that way, at least I get 900% in a sense, rather than just being in a trade where I can lose 100% and miss out on 1,000%. If I see 1,000% move is at stake, I would typically look to hedge. Now, in terms of that situation, I might look to size in a little bit more on the side that I believe on more. But I'm glad that I alerted puts because, like I said, there's going to be some situations where the puts would have banked. So if you would have taken the fucking puts, would have made 1,000%, right? It's important to take both sides in certain situations. If it's going to be 1,000% play, just take both fucking sides, man. So no regrets on that. Makes perfect sense because I did it on a 1,000% move. If I didn't do that on a play that went up like over 200% plus, then it wouldn't have made sense. But as long as the move is that big, it makes sense to fucking hedge, man, because you need to understand we figured out a way to trade where the win rate does not fucking matter. If you're broke, if you have no fucking money, then just don't fucking trade. It's completely fine. The stock market's not for everyone. If you don't have thick skin, if you have no fucking money, just don't fucking trade. There's other things to do. But like I said, over here, with just one fucking contract, as you can see, you can literally $50 for one contract, you can flip it into $500, right? But obviously, if you get started with fucking nothing, then yeah, you'll likely be left with fucking nothing, because that you're gonna have no fucking cushion. The first trade's gonna fucking matter. You can give it all back easily, right? I mean, a good amount to get started with, ideally above $1,000. I mean, we have people though, they flip $500 to multiple thousands of dollars. It's possible, but it's also possible to lose the $500 very, very quickly because you have no fucking cushion. But I mean, ideally $1,000 plus, good amounts, $2,500 to $5,000, some good amounts. Biggest drawdown, don't give back more than 5% of your account on the day. If you go below 5 to 7%, just stop trading on a red day. We rarely ever have fucking red days. The game plans work, the curriculum works, we work, we're the signal, we show the fuck up the perfect fucking times. It's like, dude, we obviously know what the fuck we're doing if we're literally silent for the whole fucking day and then 3 minutes into the close we call it 1,000% play. I mean, I think that speaks volumes for itself. It literally says we don't have to fucking be here. We can show up as a fucking signal and we can still outperform every single fucking trader and every single group that you fucking know of by just being quiet all day and just patiently waiting for the fucking signal to trigger, right? Part of that signal is our experience, who we are, it could be who we are. Part of that signal is literally who we are, our experience, intuition, levels, game plans, right? Comes with experience, man. I'm telling you. It's fucking life-changing, man. So if you want to trade alongside us and get the best trades within the market, it's the first link down below within the description, man. We have a fuck ton of new members who just joined, already absolutely crushing it, man. I'm telling you, people are getting results. We have many members who make $500, $1,000 a day. You'll be surrounded by multi-millionaires. You'll be surrounded by people who have decades of experience within the market trading zero-date options. It's the first link down below in the description. Like I said, we buy cheap, low risk, far out of the money zero-date option contracts. It's the best asset class to be trading real money on and to be trading real money with. You know, look, it's 250% on my first call, man. I'm telling you, so many people are fucking printing off these fucking trades, man. Is the first link down below, within the description, man. So, you know, very, very cheap, very, very low risk, low bird entry. It's the best asset class to be trading real money for those of you who trade with real money, not prop firms. And like I said, man, it's the first link down below within the description. No stop losses. Max risk per trade is most you lose is what you put into the trade. What you put into the trade is your max risk per trade. Could be a couple percentage of your account. Worst case scenario, you lose your max risk per trade. Best case scenario, you make unlimited profit potential, which could be 1,000% plus gains. Every single week, we make 1,000% gains, which means if you make a 1,000% gain, how the fuck are you going to be red? You can have 9 100% consecutive losses in a row, and you'll still be fucking green. If you have one day where you make a 1,000% win, you can literally make one trade each 9 days in a row, have 9 100% losses, and you'll still be up throughout the past, 6 trading days, right? So, like I said, the win rate does not fucking matter. Obviously, if you have an account that fucking small, then yeah, the fucking win rate matters. But for those of you who are actually fucking traders, have some skin in the game, thick fucking skin, who fucking trade, who are not scared to lose fucking money, you know, I mean, it's the market. You have to risk money. That's the fucking market, man. If you have fucking nothing, don't fucking trade. That's so fucking simple. If you have absolutely fucking nothing, don't fucking trade unless you just want to gain some experience, right? Not saying it's impossible, but this is definitely the most possible way to do that if you want to go that route. But like I said, man, for those of you who are serious traders, for those of you who fucking actually fucking trade and fucking print, man, I'm telling you, first link down below in the description, this is the best zero-day options trading group on the fucking planet. You're not going to find a better group. I'm telling you, it's like the trades we put out are the absolute fucking best. The game plans that we put out are the absolute best. Who the fuck do you know gave a game plan like that yesterday? Absolutely fucking nobody, man. I show you the most likely outcome, and I use curriculum that confirms the most likely outcome, and I'm the signal to that. I'm the signal to fucking all that. I mean, this just proves it. This genuinely proves that not only do I create the curriculum and game plans, but this right here, my first message for the day. I could have sat in here. I could have mingled with all the fucking people. I could have socialized. I could have gave some fucking analysis. No, I showed up as a fucking signal. Do you understand? My first message on the day is calls at the exact fucking lows. I could have sat here. I could have held fucking hands. I could have mingled with all the fucking members. I could have gave some analysis. Could have gave some commentary. Nope. What I chose to do was show the fuck up as the fucking signal with everything that I fucking saw in last night's fucking video and just prove it to you. Look, it's the best fucking trade on the fucking day. That's my first fucking message. My first fucking message, man. You understand? It's a living fucking proof, man. So that's what I chose to do. Like I said, I could do whatever the fuck I want. This is my fucking chat. I could type whatever the fuck I want to type in this chat. That's what I chose to do. Show the fuck up as the signal. You understand? One fucking message worth a fucking fortune. So just keep your eyes on those messages because like I said, in terms of my signal, it's gotten to a point, it's not even fucking human anymore, man. I've expanded to a very high level in terms of this fucking signal. And you're going to see the value of the fucking messages that I post, like this right here. This is literally my fucking signal. This fucking message was literally the fucking lows for the 1,000% plays during fucking power hour, man. If I would have just been buying calls at these fucking levels, all of those fucking strikes I bought would have been at the fucking lows. If I would have just used this one fucking signal that was hours before it fucking hit, man, you're going to see my fucking messages are the best fucking messages in the fucking stock market. It's the best fucking signal you can possibly fucking take, man. You want to be self-sufficient? Then trade on your fucking own with this analysis, right? We give you the opportunity to be self-sufficient and gave you the preparation. And then I also give you the opportunity to take the fucking trades, right? If you would have used the analysis, you would have been in on calls at the exact lows. If you would have used my trades, you wouldn't have been in on calls at the exact lows until the very end, right? So there's differences. You could be self-sufficient, use the analysis, use the signals, buy your own strikes. You can also follow the fucking trades, right? Because I'm also fucking human, right? Trade, fucking human. But the signal's fucking there, man. Literally all the fucking signals. This is worth a fuck ton. Hell, if you would have just used this and not even my trades, you probably would have made more fucking money just with this fucking message than my fucking trades. You understand? Fucking human, man. So it just goes to show you, man, the importance of not only having real-time trades, but having signals, of these real-time trades, having signals of, look, this is the best fucking zone. If we drop back to that fucking zone, like, do you understand? Look at the timing. See, I know the best play. Look, if it dips to this level during the power hour, it would be the best setup. Why? Because if it happens during power hour, contracts are getting ready to expire worthless. If it hits the best level, the break and retest, this level right here, you're going to see this, 580.50, this is the zone. The zone is right here. You see the support right here, the low of this is at 580.28. You see the support, the low of this is at 580.60. You see the resistance is at 580.50. You see the resistance is at 580, right? So I'm coming up with this overall zone of 580.50 to 580. And again, don't nickel and fucking dime the fucking zone. If you see a reason to get in, 1 minute, 5 minute, 30 minutes, get the fuck in, man. And especially if we're towards fucking power hour, this is key, man. This is key to not nickel and fucking dime right here. If it dipped to that level during power hour, it would be the best fucking setup because this is a strong breakout and this already worked, right? This was the zone right here. This was the lower zone, strong breakout, retest, strong breakout, right? So it's already working. And last night's game plan said gap and go, break and retest. So the next break and retest level was right in between that zone that I gave you right here. So during the power hour, if the fucking SPY right here, we're at 582.58. If we have a massive drop very, very quickly to that oversold zone, which we fucking did, then just buy the fucking calls. There's no time left on the shot clock. Of course, the market is going to try to start to spike and start to recover with the overall gap and go, man. You have to be able to see the best trade ideas, before they fucking happen. That's why I said it would be the best setup during power hour, because if there's no time left on the shot clock and we're having a massive drop back down to the break and retest, it's likely going to bounce first. Even if the market kept going lower, it's likely going to work fucking first, man. It just makes fucking sense. There's no fucking time left on the shot clock. Break and retest, it's going to print like fucking crazy. The call's going to be absolutely fucking worthless. And it's at this oversold level that's likely going to bounce for the break and fucking retest. You need to understand that you could just auto buy literally based off of times, not just the levels, based off of fucking times, man. This message right here is worth a fucking fortune. It's literally worth more in a sense than a lot of the trades that were called out after my first amazing best trade that worked out fucking phenomenal. The ones after that, the timing was a little bit off, but then it started to get better as it got closer to my fucking level. But this right here, it literally says 580.50 to 580 is the new lowest oversold zone for the day to buy calls using the break and retest strategy. So earlier into the day, I went with the lower zone. I waited for consolidation, right? Waited for the lower zone. Later in today, I said, if we drop back towards that level, towards power hour, it's the best fucking level. If you can't see this beforehand, you're fucked. I'm telling you, you are absolutely fucked. We see all of this before it fucking happens. We are literally the signal that shows the fuck up in real fucking time. This is me showing up before it fucking happens, giving the fucking preparation. And then my trades are me showing up for reasons in alignment within this fucking message, right? Also within the 30-minute chart, right? But if you would have just followed that fucking signal and just gotten in when we started to drop back down towards 588, you could have just been in at the exact fucking lows just off that, not even with my overall trades, man. So use these signals, use the analysis. Like I said, in terms of analysis like that, you're going to see it's only going to be a couple messages per day. And you're going to see the less I fucking post, the more fucking money this shit's going to be fucking worth. You understand? Every single message that I fucking post, you're going to see it's going to be the highest of fucking quality, man. It's going to be the best trades and the best fucking signal analysis. You're going to see, man, it's going to speak for its fucking selves. I might even get to a fucking point where I disable emojis. I might even just disable the fucking reactions, man. Everyone's just going to be fucking speechless. The fucking silence is going to fucking echo. There's just going to be no reason to fucking react. And stop with these fucking stupid fucking water gun fucking emojis, man. We're not fucking doing these fucking water gun emojis, man. So, with that being said, man, you're going to fucking see, man, this is going to be absolutely fucking legendary, man. I am creating the strongest fucking signal in the market where each message is going to be worth an absolute fucking fortune, man. It's going to get to a point where literally the less I fucking message, the fucking better, man. People are going to be literally, I'm telling you, the whole fucking everyone is going to wake the fuck up and start to fucking see, man. They're going to cut through all the fucking noise and they're just going to see, dude, when there's a message fucking posted, this is a very strong signal that we need to keep an eyes on. So like I said, there's going to be signals for analysis that you can take action on. Like I said, that message that I gave you was technically better than the trades after the calls. Now, obviously, the trades later into the calls were in alignment within the message, so it aligned with the strikes and everything. But the first trades, like I said, they dropped like 50% first, but they still all fucking printed, right? But if you would have just went with this overall zone and not those first trades after that, you would have been in a much better particular situation, right? So you're going to see, I'm going to give the best analysis, the best signals on zones and all that. And times, like I said, it's not just the zone. I could have said just, look to buy calls 580.50 to 580 using the break and retest strategy. That hasn't been retested. I could have just said that. But I'm going to I'm developing the strongest signal where, like I said, if it dipped to that level during the power hour, it's going to be very dissected. It's going to give you the key times, right? The setup would be 100 times better during power hour because there's no time left on the shot clock. And if we're going to have the strong gap and go close, it's likely going to bounce first. Even if the market sold off, it's likely to just bounce first. There's no time on a shot clock. Calls are worthless. It's going to try to bounce first, even if it went lower. But in terms of last night's game plan, it said it's likely going to push higher, man. So like I said, you're going to see, man, each fucking message that I post is going to be the highest of fucking qualities, man. So in terms of analysis, I can drop analysis like this when I see the zone, when I see the level, right? And then from there, you should fucking set a price alert. You shouldn't expect me to fucking show up when we drop to fucking 581 and then hit that zone. And then is he going to buy the fucking calls, right? Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't, right? It's a test for you to be self-sufficient too, and for you to show the fuck up and see how you trade that overall signal and analysis, right? But I'll also give you all my real-time trades. So I'm gonna, sometimes it'll be a test, right? If we hit this zone and you're wondering, well, where the fuck is he? Is he here, right? Sometimes that's a test for you to be self-sufficient and you decide what you want to do with all the information I provided. If you see something that's in alignment, then be self-sufficient, take it on your own, right? Sometimes I'll show the fuck up and I'll literally, be in the trade, alert it with you real time. It depends on a particular situation, right? If I don't see a reason to get in, I might not even fucking say anything. I might just say fucking anything at all. But you're going to see, man, it's going to be the strongest signal in analysis. The message is going to be worth so much fucking money. It's like, if you don't trade these fucking messages, you're going to be fucking blind within the market. If you don't know how to create these types of messages, and you're going to see it's going to get more advanced, man. So, like I said, recently I've been very, just dialed in terms of my signal and my frequency and my vibration. And I'm working on creating the absolute best, in terms of the overall systems within the market with that and timing. But like I said, man, you're going to see, in terms of today, I showed the fuck up with all the fucking trades, not just analysis. We trade every fucking day regardless. But, like I said, if I gave some analysis and for whatever reason, I'm not saying anything, just take it as if you see something as alignment, you want to be self-sufficient, you want to test it, you feel something on your end, right? Then you could take the trade. If not, then just sit in the silence and just observe it, right? But vast majority of the time, I'll typically look to say something vast majority of the time when I have analysis like that, or just make the trade if I see confirmation. But sometimes it'll just be silence, man. If there's just silence, then you decide what you want to do with it. See if it's in alignment with everything that you've been experiencing and stuff like that, man. But at the end of the day, you're gonna realize that it's the best overall signals, it's the best overall zones, and I'm gonna make this far more advanced, man. I already see that, like, in terms of the best setup, man, like I said, I've dissected everything, and now I'm like structuring the overall times. And when I want to post, obviously this was posted a lot earlier before it happened, which gives you the preparation on what the fuck to do in terms of the best setup. That's me dissecting a key time for you to take the play during power hour would make it the best setup, key time for overall recovery. So like I said, man, it's going to get very advanced. And like I said, I made trades with an alignment with that. And I also made trades before that because it just felt oversold. And there was 30-minute candlestick confirmation saying that it's going to try to have that overall bullish move. So you're going to see, man, it's going to be the less messages, the better. The messages are going to be worth a fuck ton. It's going to get to a point where there shouldn't even be emojis on the fucking messages. The messages are going to be so fucking sacred and fucking valuable. I might just disable the fucking reactions on them. It's just going to get that good where the fucking silence is just going to fucking create fucking echoes. Some of you become so fucking advanced, like you won't even feel the need to like chat or just ask fucking questions. Like it's just you're gonna see, man, in terms of the frequency we're about to fucking create, this is gonna be fucking amazing, man. So, like I said, man, I'm really focused on the highest quality of experience and creating the strongest overall real-time signals for you guys, with also preparation. And then sometimes if there's just silence, that gives you opportunities to, test your self-sufficiency or to test, overall silence, see if you want to take it or not. Right. But like I said, man, I'm very focused right now on really, sharpening that overall signal and just creating the best overall system for the signals that I've created with my curriculum in terms of the education, the levels and stuff like that. You're gonna see it's living fucking proof. I mean, this literally goes to show you. I gave you the game plan, and everything I fucking said, I'm using what the fuck I said, right? We obviously had a massive gap up, so I need to come up with new levels, right? The levels, 578, 580 were not necessarily break and retest levels, but they became break and retest levels, right? And if you fucking used the 30-minute chart, you should have understood how they became break and retest levels. I explained to you how they became break and retest fucking levels. Very, very fucking simple, man. So with that being said, losing remains a personal fucking choice. Is the first thing down below in the description if you want to trade alongside us. And I'm going to be signing off.